Welcome back in my accountancy class for higher secondary second year. So all of you know that we are continuing our first chapter, that is the accounting for not-for-profit organization, and we have solved some of the questions from our first chapter. That is, one is receipts and payment account that we have already completed, and another is income and expenditure account. So these two are the main important account that is prepared by not-for-profit organization, or we can say that these two are the main financial statements. This is prepared by the not-for-profit organization or non-trading organization. So today we are going to solve another question from our important topic, that is income and expenditure account, and the question is written on the board. So all of you note that question, and this is the part of the question because when we are going to solve our income and expenditure account, there are some additional information. Okay, so this is actually the part of the question which describes the what is the receipts and payment account from which we are going to prepare our income and expenditure account. Okay, so I am dictating the question. From the following receipts and payment account, so we all know that income and expenditure account is prepared from receipts and payment account. From the following receipts and payment account for the year ended 31st March 2011. Okay, so this is the year ending date, that is the 31st March 2011. So we can say that our in this question our accounting year starts from 1st April and ends on 31st March. So as it is the 31st March 2011, so we can say that our financial year for the current question starts from 1st April 2010. So the current financial year is 1st April 2010 to 31st March 2011. And other details that I will write after the question. Other details of Evergreen Club, that is the name of the non-trading organization is Evergreen Club. Prepare an income and expenditure account for the year ended 31st March 2011. So we all know that the receipts and payment account or income and expenditure account is prepared at the end of the year. So we have to prepare income and expenditure account from this receipts and payment account at the end for the year ended 31st March 2011. So what are the information that are given in our receipts and payment account? So in receipt side, first one is the cash in hand on 1/4/2010. So I already told you that in that question the year starts from 1st April 2010, so it is the opening date, and receipts and payment account is always starts by cash in hand and cash at bank and opening date. So both balance are given, that is the cash in hand was rupees 600 on 1/4/2010 and cash at bank on 1/4/2010 was rupees 6000. Next, entrance fees. So I think all of you know what is entrance fees. That is the entrance fees is the amount which is paid by the any person in order to become a member of that organization. That means the amount which is paid by the member at the time of entry to the non-trading organization. This fees is called entrance fees. Okay, so entrance fees is received by the non-trading organization only once during the lifetime of the organization, because entrance fees is received only at the time of the person entering into the organization. So if any amount received only once during the lifetime of the organization, it is a capital receipt, so it is a capital receipts. We all know that in our receipts and payment account. But while preparing income and expenditure account, if there is entrance fees, if there is life membership fees, then we have to see whether there is any adjustment regarding entrance fees or life membership fees. If adjustments are given, then we will adjust it, and otherwise we will take it as capital receipts, and it will not come in our income and expenditure account. So we have to see, we have to look for what are the adjustment given for these entrance fees. Next, subscriptions. So subscription means the main source of income for non-trading organization. So in subscription there are 3 years. Okay, now we have to find out the amount for the current accounting year or current financial year. So our financial year starts from 1st April 2010 to 31st March 2011. That means our financial year is 2010 to 11. So in that subscription, we find the subscription received for 2009-10, that is previous year. 2009-10 is previous year, 2010-11 is current year, and 2011-12 is future year. Okay, so in income and expenditure account, only incomes and payments for the current accounting year are recorded. So for previous year we will not record, for future year we will not record, and we only need 9,000, that is the subscription income for the current accounting year, and then we have to adjust if there is any adjustment and additional information are given regarding subscription. Next, interest on investment. That means the non-trading organization, that is the club, have invested somewhere, that was from which they have received interest, that is in payment side we find the investments. Okay, so from that investment they received interest. Okay, so interest is the income for any person or any organization, so it will come in the income side. Next one is the hire of lecture hall. Okay, so this is the term that we find in our receipts side of the receipts and payment account. That means the non-trading organization have received from rupees 3,000 from, that is the hire of lecture hall. Okay, so as it is a club and the club have various facilities like auditorium, lecture hall, meeting hall, etc. So these hall are given on rent by the club to some other person, that is any person or any organization hire this hall for a certain meeting for any purpose from the non-trading club. So from that purpose, from this process, the non-trading organization have received certain fees, and this is the income for the non-trading organization. It is the hire of lecture hall, that means the club has lecture hall or auditorium which is hired by any other person or any other organization of the society. So from that they have received rent, so it is the income for the non-trading organization. Next, maintenance grant, that is for maintaining the non-trading organization. Every year or every month they receive certain amount as donation or grant from the member or from the outside the organization. So it is a regular income, and regular income means revenue income, and only revenue incomes are recorded in the income and expenditure account. Next, salaries. So it is a payment or it is the expenses for the non-trading organization. So it is the salaries, that is rupees 5,000, and we have to look whether any adjustment are given regarding this. Electric charges, expenses, rent expenses, printing and stationery, it is also an expenses. Furniture. Okay, so furniture is, what is furniture? Furniture means cassette. So that means the non-trading organization have furniture purchased, and what is the value of that furniture? 4,000. So we can say that it is the capital payment. The furniture is an asset, and any amount paid for acquiring the asset, it is called capital payment. So the amount of furniture rupees 4,000 will not record it in our income and expenditure account. But as furniture is our assets, we will charge depreciation on that. So if any information regarding depreciation, then we will record in our income and expenditure account, and if nothing is given regarding depreciation, then we will not write anything regarding furniture. But this furniture, the amount of rupees 4,000 is the payment for purchasing the furniture, so it is an capital payment, so it will not record in income and expenditure account. And in bracket, there is an information, that is the purchased on 1/10/2010. That means on 1st October 2010 the club has purchased furniture for rupees 4,000. And in this type of question, if anything we find in bracket of the item, then we can say that it is the adjustment. Remember this, if anything is given in our question in bracket, it means the adjustment. Okay, so we find one adjustment, it is the purchased on 1/10/2010. That means the furniture purchased on 1st October 2010. So if there is any information regarding depreciation, then we will charge depreciation from this date to the end of the date, that is the 1st October. On October it is fully used, November fully used, December fully used, January fully used, February fully used, and March fully used. So if any information regarding depreciation, then we will charge depreciation on rupees 4,000 only for 6 months. So anything we find in bracket, that means adjustment. Next, investments at the rate 12%. So investment is also our asset. That means whenever we invest in some organization and some schemes and some assets, so it is the investment for the non-trading organization and it is an asset. So whatever we will pay for acquiring or for receiving the asset, it is the capital payment, so it will not come in our income and expenditure account. And again we find in bracket, that means adjustment. So investment on 1/7/2010, that means the club has invested rupees 10,000 on 1/7/2010 and the interest received from that investment at the rate rupees 12%. So 1/7/2010, that means on 1st July they have invested, so the interest will be received from 1st July 2010 to 31st March 2010. So we have to find out what is the amount of interest received by the non-trading organization from this rupees 10,000. Okay, next one is the sundry expenses. Next, cash in hand as on 31st March 2011, that means after giving all the entries regarding receipts and payment, it is closed by closing balance of cash in hand and cash at bank. So these are the closing balance of cash in hand and cash at bank, 500 and 5,600. Okay, so this is the receipts and payment account, and the important things in that question is that the two information is in our bracket of the items. So whatever we will find in the bracket, it means the adjustment or additional information. Okay, so this is the question and there are some additional information, so I will write it now. Okay. So students, note it in your copy. Okay, so let's see what are the adjustments given regarding this receipts and payment account. Additional information. Number 1, on 31st March 2011, rent and salary outstanding were rupees 800. Were rupees 800 and rupees 1200 respectively. And subscription accrued were rupees 1,000. Okay, so this is the first information. Next, furniture is to be depreciated. Furniture is to be depreciated at the rate 10% per annum. Okay, so that's we have find that we have discussed earlier that whether any information regarding depreciation is given or not. So we find that additional information is given regarding depreciation. So depreciation on furniture at the rate 10% per annum. Next, on 1st April 2010, on 1st April 2010, the club possessed furniture valued rupees valued rupees 6,000 and outstanding salary was rupees 500. Okay, that means in the current year, in our questions receipts and payment account, we have find that the furniture purchased on 1/10/2010, that means on 1st October the organization have purchased furniture worth rupees 6,000. That is the on middle of the year. But before purchasing the furniture, the club has furniture. Okay, the club has already have furniture, the value of that furniture of rupees 6,000. So when we are going to charge depreciation on furniture, we have to charge depreciation at the rate 10% per annum for on rupees 4,000 that is purchased in the current accounting year for 6 months, because it is purchased on the middle of the month. But on 1/4/2010, that is the beginning of the date, opening date, the club already has furniture worth rupees 6,000, and on that 6,000 we have to charge depreciation for whole year, because it is used by the non-trading organization for the whole year. So we have to charge depreciation at the rate 10% on rupees 6,000 and at the rate 10% on rupees 4,000 for 6 months. Okay, so clear? So that means in the current accounting year, the club has purchased another furniture for rupees 4,000, and before purchasing that, the club has already a furniture, the value of which rupees 6,000. And on 1st April 2010, the outstanding salary was rupees 500. Okay, so when we will discuss about outstanding items, we find that outstanding item is at the beginning of the year, or outstanding item, we will find outstanding items at the beginning of the year, and we will find outstanding at the end of the year. But in income and expenditure account, when we will adjust it, if any outstanding items at the beginning of the year, then we will deduct it, and if any outstanding items we will find at the end of the year, it will add it. Why? Because outstanding at the beginning of the year, that means outstanding salary rupees 500 on 1st April 2010, that means it is the salary for not for the current accounting year, it is the salary for the previous year accounting year, because it is outstanding on the beginning of the year. So when we will adjust, or when we will solve any question regarding salary and subscription, if any item found outstanding at the beginning of the year, it will be deducted or less from the full value, and if we find outstanding at the end of the year, then it will be added with the total amount. Okay, clear? Next, %50 of the entrance fees is to be capitalized. Okay, that means when we find the entrance fees, I have told you that entrance fees is received only one time, only once during the lifetime of the non-trading organization from the member. But we have to look for whether any adjustment regarding entrance fees is given or not. Okay, that means whether we should treat it as capital receipt or revenue receipt. But in that question it said that the 50% of the entrance fees is to be capitalized. That means if we receive entrance fees rupees 1,000, that means out of 1,000, 50%, that is 500 is capital receipts. Okay, and remaining 500 is revenue receipt. So it is the adjustment. Whatever amount is the receipt, out of which 50% is capital receipt and 50% is revenue receipt. So we have to adjust it when we will solve income and expenditure account. So these are the 4 additional information given regarding the question. So you should note it in your copy. Okay, so let's start the solution. So first we have to write in the top of the account, that is the name of the organization, that is the in the books of the Evergreen Club, because the in our question it is the club, the name of the club is Evergreen Club, and below that we have to write the name of the account. So what is the name of the account? Income and expenditure account. So we have to write clearly income and expenditure account for the year ended 31st March 2011, and then we have to draw our income and expenditure account. Okay, so I am drawing simply, that is income and debit side is expenditure amount. You can draw two amount column, that is the inner column and it is the final column. So I am drawing only the final column. This is the debit side and this is the credit side. Okay, so let's start the solution. So in the receipt side, what we have find first, it is the cash in hand on opening date and cash at bank in opening date. So as it is the income and expenditure account, so opening balance of cash in hand and cash at bank is assets, so it is not the income, so it will not come in our income and expenditure account. Next one is the entrance fees. So what is entrance fees? That entrance fees is received by the members. So regarding this, one adjustment is given, that means 50% of the entrance fees is to be capitalized. That means out of rupees 2000, 1000 is capital receipt and 1000 is revenue receipt. That means out of 2000, only 1000 will come in our income and expenditure account. So how we will write? We will write it by entrance fees. Okay, what is the total amount? 2000. In our question it is given 2000, and out of 2000 only 1000, only 50% is capital receipt and remaining 50% is revenue receipt. So we simply write less capitalized, in bracket we write 50% of 2000, that is 1000. And what is the total amount? 1000 is our revenue income, so it will come in the income side. Next, subscriptions. So subscription, we have find subscription for 3 years. One is for previous year, one is for current year, and one is for future year. So we will write only for the current year. By subscriptions, what is the amount? 2,910 rupees, 9,000. Okay, why I write it in the inner column? Because there is one adjustment we have to look for. We have to see whether any adjustment regarding this are given or not. So let's check our additional information. So the first one is the on 31st March 2011. That means at the end of the year, rent and salary outstanding were rupees 800 and rupees 1200, and subscription accrued were rupees 1000. That means subscription accrued. That means subscription accrued means earned but not received. That means we can say that outstanding. So outstanding at the end of the year. So outstanding at the end of the year means that it is the income for the current accounting year. So what should we do? We have to add this item with subscription, because it is the income for the current accounting year. Add subscription outstanding as on 31st March 2011, and the amount is rupees 1000. That is the 10,000. So we can say that 10,000 is the total income for subscription of the current accounting year, and out of 10,000, 9,000 is already received and outstanding was rupees 1,000. Okay. Next, interest on investment. Okay, so interest on investment, that is the income for the non-trading organization, and it will come in the income side by interest on investment. Okay, so now we have to check what is the value of the investment that made by the non-trading organization. So in our question, in our reception payment account, in payment side we will find investment at the rate 12%, rupees 10,000. Okay, that means out of 10,000 they will receive interest 12%. Okay, so 12% per annum, that means 10,000 from rupees 10,000, from 1 year they will receive 12%. But investment was made on 1/7/2010. That means for how many months we will receive interest? So on 1/7, that means on 1st July. First for July we receive interest. July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. That means we will receive interest for 9 months. Okay, so we have to check what is the amount of interest for 9 months. So 9 by 12, 12, 12, 0, 0, 900. So what is the value of the investment we have to receive? 900, but we received in our question it is 800. That means 100 is outstanding, or we can say that 100 is accrued. That means interest we have earned but not received. So what should we do? We have to add rupees 1000 with 100 with the total amount of investment. Okay, total amount of interest. Okay, so I am discussing again. So that is the interest on investment was given 800. Okay, and the investment was rupees 10,000 that made on 1st July 2010. That means after starting the year, after 3 months of the starting the year, that is on 1st July. So interest will be received by the non-trading organization for 9 months, because for July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, and for 9 months they will receive interest at the rate 12%. So 10,000 into 12, that is 100. So 10,000 into 12 by 100, 12%, and interest is received for 9. So 9 by 12, 9 months, and it is 12. So 12, 12, then 00, then 900. Okay, so that is the amount of investment. Interest was rupees, that is the received by the non-trading organization is 900, but out of 900 they have received interest only for 800. That means 100 is outstanding. So this outstanding interest is the income for the current accounting year. So what should we do? We have to add this item. Okay, so interest on investment 800, add accrued interest. Accrued or outstanding is same, accrued interest. Okay, so how we can find 800? We simply write what is the total value of investment? 10,000. 10,000 into 12 by 100 into 9 by 12 minus 800. So we can find that 12, 12, 00, 900 minus 800, 100, and 800 plus 100 is 900. This is the total amount of interest that is the received by the non-trading organization during the accounting year. That is 900, and out of 900 only 800 received. So out of 900 only 800 is received, and 100 is the our outstanding. Next, hire of lecture hall. That means the non-trading organization has given their lecture hall on rent. So from that they have received interest. It is an income by hire of lecture hall. Okay. So the amount is 3,000. Next, by maintenance grant, it is also the revenue income by maintenance grant, rupees 5,000. Okay, so these are the items that will come in the income side of the income and expenditure account. So next, what is the payments? That is the expenditure. So what is the first expenditure? In payment side, we find the first expenditure is salaries. So we have to write to salaries rupees 5,000. Why I have written it on the inner column? Because there are some adjustment regarding salary. So first one, what is the adjustment? On first additional information we find on 31st March 2011, that is at the end of the year, rent and salary outstanding. That means two items outstanding, one is rent and another is salary. So and the amount is 800 and 1200. So 1200 is the outstanding salary. So add outstanding as on 31st December 2000, 31st March 2011. It is outstanding at the end of the year and the amount is 1200. Is there any additional information regarding salary? Yes. On additional information number 3, that on 1st April 2010 the club possessed furniture valued rupees 6,000. That means on opening date of the year, that is the furniture value rupees 6,000 and outstanding salary was rupees 500. That means on opening date, on beginning of the year, there is an outstanding salary. So it is the payment for the previous financial year. It is not the payment for the current financial year. So we have to less that item. So how you can write 6,200. Next, less outstanding as on 1/4/2010. That is outstanding at the beginning of the year and the amount is rupees 500. What is the total value? 5,700 is the expenditure for the current financial year. Next, electric charges. So I am also facing the electricity problem. So to electric charges, and what is the amount? 600. Next, rent. So regarding rent, there is another additional information. So the amount of rent we have to write in inner column. To rent, what is the value of the rent? 1200. And in additional information number 1, that is on 31st March 2011, rent and salary outstanding. That means there is also outstanding rent and the amount is rupees 800. Add. So outstanding, as it is the outstanding at the end of the year, so it is the expenses for the current accounting year. So we have to add that item. Add outstanding as on 31st March 2011 and the amount is 800. So total amount of expenditure on rent rupees 2,000. Next, printing and stationery. It is also payment expenses for the non-trading organization. To printing and stationery. The amount is rupees 1,000. Okay. So next one is the furniture, rupees 4,000. So the rupees 4,000 means the organization have purchased furniture rupees 4,000. So it is the capital payment. So the 4,000 will not come in our income and expenditure account, but on furniture we have to charge depreciation. Okay, so when we are going to charge depreciation, rupees 4,000, on rupees 4,000 we have to charge depreciation for 6 months because the furniture is purchased on middle of the month, that is on 1st October 2010. So on rupees 4,000 we have to charge depreciation for 6 months, and on rupees 6,000, that is the opening balance of furniture, we have to charge depreciation for whole year. So how we can write? We will write simply to depreciation on furniture. Okay, so then we write on rupees 6,000, that is the opening balance of furniture on rupees 6,000 for 1 year. (6,000) into 6. What is the rate of depreciation? 10%. 10 by 100. What is the value? 600. That means on rupees 6,000, that is the opening balance of furniture, we have to charge depreciation for whole year, because rupees 6,000 worth rupees 6,000 value of furniture will be used for whole year, and rupees 4,000 was purchased in the middle of the year, that is on 1st October 2010. So we have to charge depreciation for 6 months. So then we write on rupees 4,000 for 6 months. 4,000 into 10 by 100 into 6 by 12. 2, 5, 4, 200. Okay, so what is the value of depreciation? 800. Okay, you can do this adjustment in workings. Okay, so how we can do that in workings, I will show after the solving the question. Okay, then investment. So regarding investment, it is the asset. So asset is the capital payment, so we will not write it in our income and expenditure account, but investment, from investment, what is the amount of interest we receive, we will write. That we have already written in our income side. Next, sundry expenses. So next, to sundry expenses. To sundry expenses. Okay, and the amount is rupees 1,000. Okay, these are the information we find in payment side. Now we have to check whether we have covered all the adjustments or not. That is the adjustment number 1. On 31st March 2011, rent and salary outstanding 800, 1200, that we have already put it. Subscription we already done. Furniture is to be depreciated by 10%, that is on rupees 4,000 for 6 months and rupees 6,000 for whole year. Next one is the on 1st April 2010, club possessed furniture below rupees 6,000. We have already done regarding this. Outstanding salary was rupees 500. That means outstanding at the beginning of the year. We have deduct this item from total amount of salary. And last one is the 50% of the entrance fees is to be capitalized. So we have already done it. Okay. So now we have to check what is the amount of surplus or deficit. Okay, so we have to find the balance, that is the which side is greater. So first, income side. 1,000, 10,000, 11,000, 11,000, 900, 3,900, 8,900. That is the 19,900 is in the income side. Then 5,700 plus 600, 6,300, 8,300, 9,300, 9,300, then 1,800. The 0, 0, 3, 11, 1 in hand, 10, 11,000, 1,100. So we can find that expenditure side is less than income side. That means the club has generated more income than its expenditure. So we have to write the higher side. 19,900 in both these side, and the difference is 11,100 8,800 is our difference in expenditure side. So how we can write it is the expenditure is less than income, that means the club has surplus to surplus, and in bracket we have to write excess of income over expenditure. Okay, this is the solution of our current question. And regarding the depreciation, how you can show it in working, let's show you. So below the question, below the our solution, just write workings 1, and the heading is calculation of depreciation on furniture. So there are two value of furniture. One is 6,000, that is on the beginning date of the year. So rupees 6,000 value of furniture will be used by the non-trading organization for whole year. So on rupees 6,000 we have to charge depreciation for whole year. So we will write on rupees 6,000 at the rate 10% for 1 year. 6,000 10 by 100. It is the 600. Okay, and on rupees 4,000 at the rate 10% for 6 months. Why it is 6 months? From 1/10/2010 to 31st March 2011. So that is the October, November, December, January, February, March. That is for 6 months. So write 4,000 into what is the rate of depreciation? 10 by 100, then 6 by 12. 0000 2 5 5 into 40 200, total 800. So in income and expenditure account, if you show these workings, then just simply write depreciation on furniture 800, and when they will check the question, they will find the 800 is coming from that workings. Okay, so this is the process of our question, how we should solve income and expenditure account. And in our next class we will solve some other questions from income and expenditure account. And till then, stay safe and